Hello, and welcome to the Chicken More Breakfast, the post-podcast show where I'm now in charge somehow. And today, we're going to be looking at the top 10 sports movies because Johnny's not here, and he doesn't have a say in what I do, so let's get to it. Alright, so welcome back, and just wanted to remind you to like and subscribe this video. Also, if you missed our last video, check right up there. And today, we're going to be reviewing the top 10 greatest sports movies of all time. My number 10. There's a lot to choose from. Basketball, football, hockey, soccer. My number 10, A League of Their Own. Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Madonna, in the first ever all-women's baseball league in the summer of World War II, when the men were overseas fighting the war. And the ladies got out of the kitchen and got to play some baseball. Me and personally, one of my favorite movies, but it's coming in at number 10. Number 9 is a basketball movie, Glory Road. It's about the first ever all-African-American basketball team at University of Texas El Paso, so UTEP, which is now University of Texas El Paso. So it's like how their journey to becoming national champions through all the diversity they had to face wherever they went. It's a pretty good movie. My number 8. It's going to be another baseball movie. Rookie of the Year. One of the best movies about the Chicago Cubs. Henry Rowan Gardner is like a kid in middle school. He broke his arm playing his Little League game. And one day, he got Cubs tickets. Someone hit a home run to him in the stands. Which is like, I mean, not common, but like it went right to him. Rounding the bases. Like, everyone was yelling at him, throw the ball back. And this is like the first day he got his cast off. So it was crazy. First thing he does, throws that ball from where he was sitting in the outfield all the way to home plate. On a line. On a rope. Now, Johnny doesn't know what on a line or on a rope is. So it means he just threw it like a laser beam. He'll know what that means. Then he got signed by the Cubs. And the funniest thing about that movie, the manager, he didn't know how to say his name. My favorite one, Henry Gardenhauser, or Rowan Gardner, or what's another one? It's pretty funny. Henry Rosenberger. Yeah, that's a good one. And my favorite person in that movie was the hitting coach. He got stuck stuck behind doors a lot in a hotel when they were on the road. Those hotel rooms have double rooms that are connected by one door. He got stuck in between both of the doors. How is that even physically possible? I tried it myself. It's impossible to do. I don't understand. Eventually, his arm wore off from pitching in the major leagues as a 10, 8-year-old. It wore off. He still won the World Series. Somehow, some way. I don't know. My number 7. It's going to be a hockey movie. This one has got Russell Crowe in it. Hank Arazia. It's going to be Mystery Alaska. So it's a town in Alaska, and small town, and every Saturday they have a hockey game on a pond. There's basically a giant pond hockey game that the whole town comes to, and they call it the game. You going to the game this weekend? Yeah, we're going to the game in Alaska. Alaska, of all places. And they think they're so good, they challenge the New York Rangers, one of the best teams in the National Hockey League at the time. And they try to beat them in their own arena, or on their own pond. But unfortunately, they don't win. But a true underdog story, because they made an attempt to. All right. What is that? Number 7. Number 6. We're going to go to a football movie here. It's going to be, or no, you know what? Number 6. It's going to be, I want to say, Rocky IV. Oh, Rocky IV. Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, great movie. Dolph Lundgren, Russian boxing star, powerhouse, Rocky Balboa, underdog, Sylvester Stallone's character. Dolph Lundgren, Ivan Drago kills Apollo Creed. That's how now there's movies with Michael B. Jordan called Creed. So he's Adonis Creed, who was killed by Ivan Drago. That's his son. So one of the most famous lines from that movie, Rocky IV, is from Dolph Lundgren. He goes, "If he dies, he dies." Basically, while Adonis Creed is dying in the middle of the boxing ring, that's how hard he was beaten up, and it was very sad and funny, kind of, because you can tell it was like a fake death, which all movie things are fake deaths, but still, it was a very fake death. Number 5. We're getting juicy. Let's settle in here. Let's settle right in. Let's get into it. Number 5. We're going to football. As much as I don't want to say it, I have to say, remember the Titans, number 5. Denzel Washington, did great. It's like one of the best movies because it was like one of the first ever segregated high schools in Virginia to win a football state championship. Undefeated, too. So it showed all of what happened in that town, how they became together as a team, and they jogged to Gettysburg in one of the scenes. They ran there in the morning, like 4 a.m. They ran all the way to Gettysburg, where the battle took place, because they were that close to where the battle was. But Denzel Washington did a great performance in that movie as the head coach of the first ever segregated team in Virginia. Number 4. The Little Giants. I know, Little Giants has who's the actor from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? I don't know, but great movie. It's got who is it? I'm blanking right now. I don't know who it is. He's in Modern Family. He's the head coach of the other team. I don't know. But still, great movie about how a bunch of kids who try out for the city's local tackle football team, like the best in the state, don't make it, and they form a team together with underdogs. It's like every single underdog movie. When they start playing games, they don't have any uniforms. And it's just like cheap equipment that you can buy at like a sporting goods store, like that's already used. And at the end of the game, or the final game, they get their gear, and they're the Giants. Yeah. Number 3. It's a hockey movie. The Mighty Ducks. Now, I know what you're saying. The Mighty Ducks, man. It's a good movie. It's like one of the greatest underdog stories ever. Gordon Bombay, played by Emilio Estevez. Gordon Bombay was going to go pro. He was that good at hockey. He became a lawyer instead. He coached a bunch of kids who really didn't know how to play hockey that well into becoming the Minnesota Pee Wee state champs. The greatest underdog story, beating his former Pee Wee team. And back when Gordon Bombay was a kid, Emilio Estevez's character, he was on the Hawks, the team that the Ducks beat. He was on the Hawks to win the state championship. He hit the post, lost the game. How do you do that? You hit the post to lose the game. That recently happened in the World Cup, where Brazil had a chance to win, but they hit the post against Croatia. They hit it off the post, and it didn't go in, causing them to get knocked out of the World Cup. Back to hockey, though. Then Gordon Bombay goes on to coach the Mighty Ducks from, again, having no gear. Like, kids were wearing football helmets, and using street hockey sticks. It was insane, like, unsafe, to become the Pee Wee State Championship. Crazy. And they go on to make 2 more movies, Mighty Ducks 2, where they're at the Junior Goodwill Games, facing Iceland. is the rival. I was very confused on that one. I don't know why it wasn't Canada. Hence, because Canada and the USA had some tight battles in the Olympics years before. I don't know. And then D3, where they all go to high school, and they have to face the varsity hockey team in a showdown. You know what's funny, though? One of the main characters from the Mighty Ducks movie, the star player on Iceland, is the goalie for in D3. He's the goalie in Mighty Ducks 3 for the hockey team, for the varsity hockey team. It astonishes me. It's crazy. All right. Now moving on to number 2. I had to think about that for me. Kingpin. Woody Harrelson's in it. Great movie. Bowler. It's about bowling. Not drugs. It's bowling. Cutting that out. It's bowling. So this one up-and-coming bowling prodigy in the world goes to a bowling alley at night, and he's practicing, and these guys come, and they start bowling again, on the lane next to him. Woody Harrelson's character rolls a 7/10 split, which is very hard to convert. And he converts the 7/10 split, which is impossible. Then those guys come over and say, hey, how you do that? And he gets into an altercation with them. And it's 3 against 1, so Woody's not going to win. But guess what happened? Woody, those 3 guys jumped him, and Bill Murray's in this movie. Bill Murray and his 2 buddies jumped him. Bill Murray and his buddies put Woody Harrelson's nice, good bowling hand in the ball return. He got his bowling hand, and he's got his hand cut off. It's crazy. So he was on top of the bowling world, and he got his hand cut off, and he wasn't good anymore. Crazy. He then goes on to face him in the Las Vegas Open, but unfortunately loses because his hand keeps falling off when he bowls. Yes, he tries bowling again. Crazy. Number 1. We did a lot of hockey. We did a lot of basketball. We did, one basketball? We did a football. We did 2 footballs. We did baseball, football, basketball, hockey, boxing, bowling. We're going back to hockey. My greatest sports movie of all time, number 1, Miracle, with Kurt Russell. Shows the underdog story of the 1980 U.S. men's Olympic hockey team face the number 1 ranked team in the world, the Soviet Union. The United States were the youngest team ever in the Olympics. Average age 26 years old. And the Soviet Union team was together for 10 years. The USA team, 6 months. How do you think they would win? So if I was with a new team, if I went on to a new team, okay, we're with each other for 6 months, we're going to win the gold medal or something. No, that doesn't happen. You got to be with them for years. You got to build chemistry, man. It shows all the trials and tribulations. They played a pickup game with the Soviets, not a pickup, an exhibition before the Olympics. They lost that 10-3. They still scored 3. Still, 10-3. At home, 3 days before the Olympics. Crazy. It goes through their time in the Olympics how they mow down their opponents. Sweden, Romania, West Germany. That was when Germany was split in the 80s. So they faced West Germany. The Czech Republic. It was crazy. Norway. Yeah. And how they were just, their head coach who played, Herb Brooks, was played by Kurt Russell. Team building. That's how he did it, man. I mean, hey, leave in the comments, what is your favorite sports movie? And again, there's going to be a link, or not a link, excuse me, a graphic pop up right here, right now. Subscribe, notifications, bell notification, and if you missed the last video, check up there. Again, it was sad without Johnny here. Moment of silence. No, I'm kidding. No, we don't do that around here for him. He's gone. Freedom. I'm kidding. But still, Johnny, we miss you. Hope to have you back soon. Hope you're having fun on your vacation. I'm Max, and Magic would have been right here. I like chicken for breakfast. I know Johnny likes chicken. Magic likes chicken for breakfast. And I hope you do too. Have a good one.